Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to share my screen. Please confirm whenever you have this screen. I'm gonna share this line. Share. Okay. Before I start talking, do you have any question from the last session?
I have a question, Professor.
Okay, go ahead.
So I sent you a few messages about
Mm-hmm.
the third exercise for
Mm-hmm.
this week. So for some reason, I'm not able to like just do the exercise in terms of like the sync command.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going through, and I was trying in like many different ways to like how to make it work.
Okay.
Um, I tried with the exercise too,
Mm-hmm.
also just the way you told me to, but it's not
Okay.
working. So I was wondering if you could take a look or something.
Yes, sure. I will. I will address this at the very end of this session. Are you here till 6:30, or you're gonna leave sooner? Are you here in this meeting until the last meeting, or no? You're gonna leave sooner.
Um, I mean, I can be here. You said you have to do
Okay.
it at the end of the session.
Okay. I can do it and okay, or okay, because this is an important question for most of the class. I will address this at the very first second session. Okay, so I need to share my screen, bring the codes, and then say, okay, this is the issue. But the point is, the issue with your problem is whenever you subset the data, whenever you subset the data, for some reason you are not generating the value, the observation for the subset data. There is two possibilities. First of all, you're working with Mac or Windows.
Windows.
Okay, for the Windows, the possibility is probably you converted the variable to the factor variable, and to notice that.
Well, the
Mm-hmm.
thing is that with the third exercise, I noticed in your video you specified it has to be a txt
Mm-hmm.
file, and it's the same way that I downloaded from your link.
Okay, you are talking about the sync command, correct? Your problem
Yeah.
is okay. I see. Okay, I was confused with some other question, because one of the question from the other class was about to generating the subset data because they are not able
Oh,
to. Okay. Can you share your screen?
how do I do that? You have to walk me through that.
Okay. If if you look at the this Zoom session, there is a green line, the green new share. You can look at that and see the the share.
Uh,
You find
uh,
that?
uh-huh.
Okay.
So, okay. S-
I will stop sharing. So, did you share your screen?
Um, I don't know where to click on.
Okay.
No, that's not the way.
Okay. Please stay with me after this live session. I will walk with you in the very first beginning of the other session. Or if you are able to share your screen, please do it as soon as you can. So,
I think I found it. Is
okay, go ahead.
this
Share your
um
screen, please.
our studio? Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
So here, so like this thing, I kept, checking it with your
Mm-hmm.
video and whatever you were
Okay.
doing,
Can
and
you run this?
it
What's
kept
the
showing me
message?
this error message.
See you, see class. If any of you have any suggestion, what's the problem with this? Okay. 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 I see. Okay. Okay. So can you run line 13? I'd like to see you can run that line.
Um,
Line 13. 13.
okay.
You are going so
Oh,
13.
sorry.
Yes.
This one.
Yes.
Well, I still have to copy the file. I have to import the data set.
No, you have that because you run this before. Okay, I see. Can you go to drive C of your computer, CUMUC? Because in some point you read that file. I don't know where, but probably your did you finish the exercise 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Can you open the codes that codes, please? You can.
What do you mean?
Can you open the codes for that you use for exercise 1? You
So
didn't.
I have to
You
go-
didn't save the codes.
I did.
So-
I thought this was like. I thought we have to like copy the code and then paste it.
Okay,
on the
when you
RStudio.
copy and pasted, when you finish, did you save the codes?
Yeah.
Okay, where is the codes? I like to see which route did you use for the first codes. Or you can just go to your computer's drive C, UMUC. I can see where is the location of the file.
Okay. I didn't save it under UMUC. So I saved the data set like this.
Okay, where did you save that?
It looks like it might be at the top left-hand corner. She's got a few different ones open. You see?
I see, yes.
That might be week 1. That's what he's looking for.
Okay, do you want to click on the other things? Probably are there, but I expect all is not expect. This is recommended. You save all the codes each week. You need to be able to replicate everything.
I think these must be it.
Okay.
Because I know I saved it, but I usually save all my like assignments and stuff. I save it on my desktop because it's like.
Okay, I like to make sure where is the location of your file, Muniara. So can you just go to this drive, any place you save the codes? I like to see the paths of that.
I honestly just remember saving it on my desktop. But
Okay, let's go step by step. Can you minimize your RStudio, please?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, but I still cannot see your screen. It's still.
Okay.
Can you minimize this? Oh, you minimize that, the first one. Okay. Click on this. Yes, the first one. There is 3 keys. One of them is a cross, the other is a cube. Then the first one. That's it. Okay. And click on this and minimize this, please. Okay.
But
Okay. Anyhow, I cannot see your screen.
oh, it says screen sharing has been paused. I don't know why. Okay. So
Class, this is the general problem when you are not using the CUMUC as a folder. So if you go to can you go to your computer, drive C of your computer, and show me the UMUC folder? Or if not, whenever you save your UMC folder. Do you know where is that your computer?
I gotta stop the video.
I didn't create a UMUC folder. I basically just went to drive C and I just copied the.
Okay, please go to the drive C, and I like to see where is the file. So just go to
Okay,
drive C.
so if I have to share the drive C, it seems like I have to like share everything in the.
Oh,
visualizer
okay,
or
you
share
don't
some-
like to do that. Okay, this is, I can see that drive C is here. Okay. Okay, I got the point. And this is, go back to our studio, please. Go back to our studio
Okay.
and change the remove the UMUC from the sync command. Remove the UMUC. No, it's here, line 8.
Yeah, but I'm doing this for exercise.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, go to line 5. Remove that UMUC. Remove one of the slash. Okay, now run line 5. You cannot find the CUMUC, C slash. Okay, go to drive C of your computer and generate the UMU. Okay, I think you have to do backslash instead of. There is something. Okay, For some reason your drive C is locked. Oh, can you generate? Can you go to drive C, please? Go back to drive C.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and generate a UMUC folder here. Right click and generate a new folder and call it UMUC. UMUC. Okay. Go back to RStudio.
Okay.
And add UMUC to line 5. Back to the same position you were before. Slash. And run this line. Okay, this is the problem. So, and now go to the line 13 and remove the UMUC.
This one?
Yes, please. One more. Okay, and run this line. And you can read the data. Okay. Okay, the problem solved. I always recommend to follow the instruction. Otherwise, you have to spend a lot of time to figure out what the problem
What I
is.
didn't understand, Professor, is I really didn't understand what happened here because I did exercise 1 and 2.
For exercise, okay, but do you have the codes? I like to see which path did you use for the codes. If you have it, can you share with me and see what did you do on that time? Probably you changed the path to the desktop of your computer. You know, the line 5, the line 5 order the RStudio that keep all the log file in drive C at UMUC and call it victory exercise. This is the, whenever you say C UMUC but there is no folder, RStudio cannot put the data on that. Also, for some reason, drive C of your computer is locked, so the RStudio is not able to write on that. For that reason,
Unlock it. I mean, I don't even know whether it's locked or not.
you just needed to create the UMUC folder on drive C.
So in that folder, do I save the data set and the codes, or do I just save the codes?
I recommend class to keep everything related to the RStudio to drive C UMUC.
Oh, okay. So
Everything.
The data set and the codes.
Data set, codes, everything. Everything. Otherwise, you have to keep looking at your computer, and it's not an easy task. For example, if you are working with Mac, I'm talking with some of you that are using Mac. For example, if you are using a Mac, and your Mac and the computer is shared between several of you, for each user there is a specific path. For example, consider I have a brother and call it, for example, David. David has a user /David. When I'm using is it user Zare. So for that reason, you need to be so careful about the generating your folder in this drive C or in your document of your computer if you are using Mac. So please follow the instruction, and it's always recommend to follow the instruction. So I believe you are okay now. You can go ahead and finish that, but I'm going to take your screen off and go and share my screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, class, do you have my screen? Okay, let me bring it. I think I need to share different. Okay, here.
Yes, Professor, before we go on,
Yes.
question. And my question is,
Yes.
I still haven't gotten any
Mm-hmm.
results regarding exercise 1 and 2, and we are about finishing exercise 3. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't know whether what I'm doing for 1, 2, 3 are even in the right path, because I haven't received my grade yet.
Okay, are you talking about my class?
No,
Okay.
Azari's class.
Okay, Dr. Azari, did you submit the grade for the student, or you are still working on them? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, perfect. You know, class, let me usually, each week is a dependent. Even if you don't receive a feedback for week 1, So you can go with week 2 because the week 1 we follow the t-test, week 2 we follow generating different variables, week 3 the lesson is working with ANOVA, week 4 is a regression model, and week 5 is a logit model. So it is good to have the feedback, but it's not a requirement to continue the exercise. Each exercise is dependent. And the way we generated that is because by default, I expected every student participating in this class have some kind of background on statistics. I don't like you to be an expert in this field, but I like you to know something about the t-test, about the ANOVA. If you don't know in the first week, please send me an email. Not now, just after this. I have to notice for the other class. I expected the first week a student tell me, okay, I don't know, I understand the t-test, I don't understand the ANOVA, so I can explain that. Okay, before I'm going to, did you get your answer? Who asked the question? Okay. Okay, so class, before I go for today presentation, did you look at the PowerPoint? Do you have any question from the PowerPoint? Any of you look at the PowerPoint? Okay. Okay, I believe you look at that, you don't have any question. So let me go and just continue for this week. Okay, some people, so please mute your computer if you are talking. Okay. Yes.
Back to following the instructions.
Mm-hmm.
I follow the instructions like step by step. The issue becomes that I'm using a Mac.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it'll say no, Diffler code, and then it'll say Diffler code. But when you're using the Mac, it can become confusing when I'm transposing the code from week 1 into week 2. Like as I spoke to you earlier about the one line that just wouldn't read. And so I just went through the entire exercise and ran all of the code and came back to it, and then the code appeared. It's not that I'm not reading it, it's just that I think it becomes a little confusing and a little daunting when you're using a Mac and everything is kind of based on the Word or the Windows format.
You know, the problem is some of the Mac computer has no problem with Doppler package. So for some reason, either you are using a computer with high security or you are using a new version of the Mac didn't permit the Doppler package to be installed. So whenever you are working and you're having a Doppler package, is much easier to follow. Whenever you don't have a Doppler package, the only suggestion is to go with an advanced code and generate a function and ask them to pick each variable as report the means. This is so advanced. I didn't like to provide advanced code because any changes in one single changes in advanced code, you're gonna be with 100 pages of report and you don't know what you want to do with them. For that reason, I go step by step, generate the mean for each variable, a standard deviation for each variable, and I know it's increased the volume of job, but this is the only way we can go with not advanced codes. It is, but yeah, but yes, this is. Do you get your?
I mean, I get it done. It's just
Okay.
a little bit more time consuming.
I agree.
And it just confuses me a little bit more than just following the
I agree. I'm sorry to hear that, but this is the only thing we can do. Yes.
I have a question, Professor. I'm sorry. So, I'm trying to do the exercise, and the Doppler package isn't installing. I mean, I don't think it's working.
The Doppler package doesn't have any problem with Mac with Windows. You should be able to install that.
It's not working.
Okay, let's stay please after this meeting. I will walk through all of the exercise 3, so you will not have any problem. Or if you like to just leave sooner, send me an email. We can schedule a meeting to see what the real problem is. But usually whenever if you turn off your computer and you back to the RStudio, whenever you are back into the RStudio, you need to install the package again. If your computer is on, then whenever you are using the RStudio, you just need to load the package with running the library deployer.
None of it is working. I mean, I am running it, but yeah.
That process is a little bit time consuming, so I like to I will walk with you later about this to fix this issue, because you need to install the package in sometimes depending on your internet connection, it takes up to 5 minutes. And we have to sit and wait your computer is installing. So let's go with today presentation. I will walk with you later this meeting, or just send me an email. I can talk to you to see what the problem is. Okay. I like to today. I like to go, because most of your question is about RStudio. I like to go directly to the team project one time and give you an example of that, and then I'm gonna go with exercise 3 and exercise 4. I don't like to explain exercise 5 because the exercise 5 is very similar to exercise 4. And I'm gonna go and explain a little bit concept of the regression model from the next session, because I think I have 20 minutes for the left for the first session to discuss about the team project. And first of all, thank you for all of you that are taking the lead, and for all of you that are participating. Great. I like to also have some information about the progress of the team project. At the third session, we will start on 6 to discuss about that. But I know most of the team are doing great. Erica, you are doing great job. Mari, the same to you. Caroline, I don't know if you are here. The other team member, I don't remember them. So thank you very much for everyone. For this part, do you have my screen? Yeah, I think you have my other screen. Let me back to here. New share this. I like to see this. Can you see my RStudio now? Okay. Now I like to continue with an example. Let me remove your picture from here so you can see this better. For this example, I'm using the Minnesota data, and for this data I like to compare the total non-managed care admission with total managed care admission. The hypothesis is, usually this is a question for all of you, most of you at least. The hypothesis by default is start with this sentence: there is no significant differences between X and Y. This is the master sentence. There is no significant differences between X and Y. Dot. That's it. Small, short, and X and Y is two variables you are comparing. For example, for this, the hypothesis is going to be there is no significant differences between number of admission for non-managed care and managed care in Minnesota in 2012. If you want to be complete, it's going to be in Minnesota, in the location and this. So the sentence is, there is no significant difference. The first part, this is common part for every hypothesis between X variable, Y variable in the location and the year. This is the pattern for writing an individual hypothesis for each of your exercises for project. Okay, for these codes, you have, I think most of you look at the table, right? Look at the, let me open the, did you look at the instruction, correct? All of you have instruction for team project, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me open that. Let's see. Oh, come on, I cannot do this. Okay. I have to move here. I'm looking with the other monitors. Okay. Okay. Give me just a moment, please. Open. Browse. Team project, step by step. This is here. Okay. Okay, can you see this Word document? Do I need to share my screen again, or you can see that?
I can see it.
Okay. For the statistic part, there is two tables. The first table is list of variable you are using. So you just need to report the variable. For example, for my example, the first variable is non-managed care admission. The second variable is managed care admission. The definition is number of admission for managed care. The definition for that one is number of admission for non-managed care. The code is numeric codes. The source of data is Minnesota data, and the year of data is 2012. This is, did I go so fast? Do you get this right? This is easy part. And it's always recommend to put a source here. For example, it's going to be Minnesota data 2013. Then you need to go and generate a descriptive analysis. The descriptive analysis, you just need to report the number of observation, and you just need to report the mean, standard deviation, and run a t-test. If you are using two variables, in my class most of the students are using two variables, and you just need to test the hypothesis to see is there any significant differences between two variables or no. Also, I recommend you to just go with a box plot or density plot to see the distribution of your data. The master code I provided to you generated all of this. You just need to modify the name of variables. For example, if you are using Minnesota data and, for example, comparing the cardiac admission with neurology admission, so we just need to change, for example, the total non-managed care with the cardiac and total managed care with any other variable you are using. So the codes will generate everything for you. Here, the first part of the code is just reading the data. You can generate a scene comment for that, or can just mute the scene comment, and you know how to mute the comment, correct? Anyone know how to mute the comment? Perfect, pound sign. You can put the pound sign and just gonna be mute. And the second thing, the second important point is always you need to use the CSV file. Because the code is read.csv. Some of you are using the Excel file. Whenever you are using the Excel file with this code, you are not able to import the data to RStudio. You may go with the import database here, but the differences between the CSV file and Excel file is two things. The first of all, whenever you import the data from here and from an Excel file, the name of data set you are importing is going to be the name of data set in RStudio. For example, if you are using the admission data, something like this, the name of data it'll be exactly the same name of the data in the Excel file. If you are downloading from the class Minnesota hospital report data, the very long line, you're going to have the Minnesota hospital report. This is going to be name of your data set. And the other point is it disconnected? Is anyone here? Okay, let me go and open the new session. Okay. Okay, hello class, I'm back. It just disconnected us shortly and sharp on the 30 minutes. I didn't expect it to see that. Anyhow, okay. Okay, I'm back here. Please mute your computer. Okay, I'm back. I'm started working on this codes. So I was discussing on the differences between using the import database and using the red CSV file. The easy way is just download the data I provided. I changed the data from the Excel to the CSV file. Whenever I change the data, if needed, I just modify the data set. For example, in the Medicare national data, I remember that Caroline just asked me a question of for example, the last row of the Medicare national data by county is the summary of the hospital in the US. So I just eliminated that from the CSV file. If you keep that, the other way is just eliminated that from using the RStudio. You need to generate a subset data and just remove that. Otherwise, you're gonna have very big outlier at the very end, and it will change all of your mean and standard deviation. So the easy way, just go ahead, generate a data set, download the data I provided to you. If you like to work with the Excel file, this is okay. Whenever you exported the data from the Excel, you also need to make sure that whenever you are using the data from Excel, here whenever you're using the data from the CSV file, all the space change to dot. For example, if you look at the data, total non-Medicaid, non-managed care admissions in the data set is a total space non-space managed space care space admissions. Whenever you are reading the Excel file, it's going to be total underscore non underscore manage underscore care underscore admission. Oh, sure, of course. I didn't do that. Sorry, I didn't know that. Sure, thank you for noticing that. Okay, let me go back and share my screen. Where is my screen? I have to be able to do that. For some reason, I'm just using the other package to make sure everything is capturing. And I missed, where is this? Where is this one? Okay, here, I'm back here. Let me share my screen. Share here. Okay. Do you have my screen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, let me remove you from here. Thank you, Erica. Okay, so here I was talking about this one. If you are working the import package, here import dataset, it's going to be something like that. So the easy way is just go with the CSV file. The first part is just read the dataset, right? I'm just reading the dataset. This is the code. You just need to copy the dataset you have in the drive C of your computer, put in the UMUC. If you are working with MacBook, probably it's going to be tilde documents / UMUC / admission, or any other route that you are using for the exercise 1, 2, or 3. You can put the dataset on exactly the same folder that you are working for the exercise. And then for this exercise, you don't need to use a Deepler package, so you can mute this. And then look at the name of dataset to see the variables you are trying to use. For example, here I'm using the total non-managed care admission, and if you look at here, you can find here total non-managed care. Here is total non-managed care is some other place here. Total non-managed care here. We just need to copy exactly like it is here, without code, just the name of variable, and put it here. Yes.
That's just by running, I guess this line, what is that line for you?
For me, are you looking at the Minnesota data? For me, line 18.
So you ran that and all the variables.
No, the name of variable. This is line 12. The names data gives you the name of the variables in the console. Can you see that?
Yeah, I see it on yours, but it doesn't come up.
Can you see in your screen?
Can I share it?
Yes, sure, please. Yeah, because this is important. I like all of class
I
members
can
here.
share while you're sharing, so you have to unshare first.
I will unshare mine. Sure. Stop sharing. Here you go.
Can you see my screen?
I can see you. Can you maximize your RStudio so class can see that the bigger font? Okay. Okay, Rika, the point is you are running the sync command. When you are running the sync command, you are not able to see anything in the console. Can you just go to the console and put a sync parenthesis and close the sync?
At the bottom?
Yes, at the console, yes, the bottom. Not the bottom of the code. Yeah, you run line 68.
Oh.
You can run line 68, yes.
Sorry.
Okay, so and now go and just run line. Don't run the first line, just run the do you have the data here? Can you run line 9? Okay.
I get the variables over here on the right hand side. But this is all that I'm getting with it.
Can you run line 12? I'd like to see, is it the correct, are you reading the data correctly or not?
Say line 12.
Line 12, yes.
Oh, this is the first time I've got that.
Okay, can you go to the very end of the codes, please? End of the console, end of the console.
This is the end of my console.
Can you just write sync data and close that manually?
Parentheses?
Yes. Okay, enter that please. Yes. What happened to this? Okay. Okay, now I can see the name of your data. The name of you are using the imaging data set, right? Okay, so
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
this is the imaging data set. Do you have a question for this one? I see.
No, I for some reason I wasn't getting these different variables here at the bottom.
Okay.
And that was my question because I don't know how to run the
So-
variables that we chose. 'Cause I
Okay.
I'm good now. For some reason.
Yeah, the reason was whenever you open the sync command, everything is going to be on the sync. You are not able to see here. If you like to see the name everything in this console, so you just need to close the sync or don't run the sync command. It's always better to just close the sync command manually in the console.
Okay.
So you're going to be okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Sure. Okay, this is the share. Let me go back. Do you have my screen? Okay. This is the Minnesota data. I'm running this, and then this is the name of variables. You can see any name you like. And this line gives you the head of the data, give you the 5 observation for each line. You can look at that to make sure you are reading the data. You don't need to do anything with that. And this line, line 18, give you the summary of the H variables. This summary is here is a mean. You can see the mean here. You can see the maximum. You can see the minimum number of missing observation here. Or instead of this, you can copy these codes here. Copy, right, and write means. In mean, not means, mean. And you can see the mean for the same variables. Look at this. This is the mean comment. Just give you this 2058. This is exactly the same as this mean. Also, you can change this. You can copy again the codes and change it to a standard deviation. This is good for the students that are already using non-deep package. I believe they already know how to see the mean and the standard deviation. the privilege of using the codes without dplyr package is you understand what you are doing. So now you have mean, you have a standard deviation. You just need to see the number of observation. You can use the myTable command, and you see the number is 138. You need to see the number for the other one, and then you have from this table, what is that? Is it? Oh, this is it. For this table, you have number, you have mean, you have a standard deviation. The last one is this p-values. This test, this is the t-test, and compare the p-value, compute the p-value for you, and see the say in your assignment you need to say we run the Welch 2 sample t-test. And I recommend you, I put a document in the class to discuss the Welch 2 sample t-test. Please read that document and cite in your team project. And the Welch 2 sample t-test give you 3 values. You give you a lot of values here. The first one is the t-value. The second was degree of freedom, but you need this one, the p-value. And the p-value here is 0.4558. And what does it mean? Any suggestion? What does it mean? The p-value 0.4558, what does it mean? Is there any significant differences between variables? No response?
I was with the significance confused. I believe it's significant
Why?
because it's more than 5%, right?
Okay, whenever it's more than 5%, is it significant or is not significant?
I get them backwards.
Okay, so it's not significant, correct? Okay, be closer to your computer. I cannot hear you. Okay. Whenever it's more than 5%, it does mean in a 5% error there is no significant variable. The significant differences between these two variables. So whenever it's less than 5%, it's significant. Okay. Now, so based on this, I can say my hypothesis approved, right? Correct? Because I say there is no significant differences between managed and non-managed admission. So my hypothesis approved because the p-value is 0.4558. Okay. Then I like to see the distribution of the data. The box plots compare the means. This is the box plot. You can see that. And if you look at here, there is nothing outlier. I don't call them outliers because it's almost normal distributed. But if you like to see the distribution of the data, we are usually using the density plot. And density plot is kind of, I don't know if you work with histogram. It's very similar to the histogram, but just highlighted the end of each histogram. For example, if we have a long tail in the data, we can see. Let's try that. Excellent plots. Okay, here. If you look at here, you can see after 5,000 admission, I have a few variables, a few observations. Look at this box plot. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 15 observation. We cannot call it outliers, but if you like to see better shape of this box plot, you can just eliminate it. Any observation more than 2. Look at this. Yes.
Professor, your voice is echoing. I think what you just said about
Okay, I can disconnect it and back for some reason. I can hear mine also. I don't know what's happening on this. Yeah, let me disconnect it and back, Sean. So probably it's gonna be okay. Let me leave the meeting and just back. I'm not ending the meeting, I'm leaving myself. How could it possible? If I end the meeting, it's gonna be ended for all of you. So I ended and back. Please connect again. Okay. Is it better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, perfect. Let me share again. From which point you just have my
You're
echo?
talking about the outliers in the
Okay, I see. Okay, do you have my screen? If you look at here, I don't call it outliers, to be honest, but okay, let's consider this is the outliers. Because I want to discuss about the outliers here. Here, I can see it's 5,000, correct? If you look at this, it's almost 2,000, right? This is 0, this is 5. If you divide it to 5, it's gonna be almost 2,000 here. With this command, I subset the new data and remove all the observation more than 5,000. And let's see what's gonna be the new shape of the data. This is the new shape of data after removing the outlier. This is it. It's much easier to understand, correct? And let's see the distribution of data here. This is much closer to the normal distribution, but the question is, does removing these outliers change the p-value or no? You can repeat the test with using the new data. I'm changing this to the new data, and let's try this. Okay, what did you see here now?
It didn't change it.
Didn't or did?
Oh, did. Sorry.
Okay, so whenever you remove the outliers, so this example shows that sometimes having the outliers change the significance differences between the two data sets, between two populations. But the point is, if you want to work with a real environment like this, because this is the data from the hospital, I did not generate this data by myself. This is the public available data. But because you are practicing in this class, I suggest you just, if you find something like this, you can try that and address this issue. Otherwise, even if you, for the team project, if you just go and report the mean, the standard deviation, the number of observation, the box plot, it's better to report the density plot and the t-test. This is okay. But if you like to practice more, please go with yes.
So when you eliminated the outliers,
Mm-hmm.
what exactly are we doing here by trying to reduce the significant difference between the two data sets? So how would that
You know, the outliers is the data is not normally distributed. Whenever the data is not normally distributed, the mean changes. For example, look at this means. Let me repeat that and show you what's happening here. Can you see these two means here, 505 and 277? So let me back to the same previous test. This is it. Look at this means. Can you see the means? 2058, 728. So the outliers, we just eliminated very, very big hospital from the analysis. So basically you remove some of the hospitals from your test because those hospitals are not following the other hospital. Look at this. Look at this density plot. Let me look at it, show you the box plot for the first. Look at this box plot for the first the original data set. Can you see these are the hospitals that are not following the other hospitals. If you look at the mean, your mean is here. This this borderline is the means of all other hospitals. Let me show you here with this box plot. Can you see? The mean number for admission in most of the hospital, it's almost maybe in 2000 hospital, 2500 hospital, is less than 500. So for that reason, we can consider any number more than, look at this number, is 2000. Even if you know this, you know how to read the box plot. Do you know or you don't know?
Yeah.
Okay.
My question was basically, so how are we gonna phrase this?
I see. You can generate a subset data here. You eliminated the other data set. You eliminated here any number more than 2000, any number more than 2000. You are generating a new data set. You can freeze that, or you can generate a new data set and remove the outliers here. But let me back to this here. The box, this is the standard. This is the upper limit. This is the lower limit, right? The upper limit is 1500. So for that reason, we can consider the 2000 as outliers here. Did you get your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Need more clarification?
Oh, we're doing a different topic, my group, so
Okay. You can, but you can look at the distribution of your data and see what's happening there. If you are using the managed care data, and if you are using the percentage, probably you don't have any outliers, because the percentage move between 0 and 100, and you cannot have very big outliers. The maximum number is going to be 0.99, right? Or 100. So it's not too big difference. But when the problem happening when you are working with the numbers, with the frequency of data. Okay, class, do you have any question for the team project here based on this example? Yes.
I do. The outlying data that you just went over, that's not part of the codes that are for my data set.
Which data set are you using, Erica? You are imaging data set? Mm-hmm. Okay, here, this is your data set here. I can see that. Which variable are you using?
Well, I think we all have agreed, not everybody has.
So what's your topic?
We're comparing MRIs to the PET CT scan.
Okay.
We're going to do those two, obviously.
Okay.
Variables.
I can see that now. MRI and CAT. Okay, MRI and CAT, you can, this is MRI procedure. You can generate a new data set and just keep the MRI procedure here. Oh, you can do that. Okay, this is MRI procedure. We can keep that because I just generated two data. So let me call it data 1. This data set actually generated the same thing for you. You just need to change the CAT. Which of them is CAT? You don't have a CAT here.
We're just doing the PET CT.
Okay, PET CT. Okay.
One more over. PET.
no, PET CT.
Oh, PET CT procedures here.
Same concept. So.
Okay, this is gonna be here, like this. See. Because I just select MRI here and PET CT here, and let's see the means of these two variables.
That way we'll compare.
Okay, you have what's happening here. Okay, it didn't generate it. I have to read this variable. Let me do this. Okay. I don't have this here because I have to choose this to this. Okay, this is 24 and this, change this to this. Change this to this. MRI procedure. Okay, you have these numbers. Gonna be okay. This is it. And you have clinic pet. You have 129. If you go with the t-test, you have 2250 for this, and if you look at the box plot, you can see if there you have to change some of this label here. Okay, the clinics, yeah, you have to do something with this because you have very small. Look at this, you have 2200 compared to 552. And what is the t-test? The t-test is highly significant. Look at this small number, is super small. And then if you want to eliminate that, let's do it with 500. Let's see what's going on here. You can share your code with me. I will fix that for you. But let's stay with this because I like class to learn how to change these codes. Here. I have the new data set here, and the new data set is like this. Okay, it's eliminated completely. So you don't have a lot of observation. You cannot do that because you have only 129 observation. Look at this. All of them is less than 500. Erica, send your code to me. I will look at that entire code to see what you have to do.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that after the class.
Probably the most useful comment for you is you do not eliminate the outliers for that. This is not outlier. This is two different variables. They are not following each other.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Any other question for other groups? No question for team project. Okay, if you have no question for the team project, I'd like to move to the next section.
Real quick, sorry.
Yes.
Not really data related, but if, and I emailed you separately about this, but if there's for some reason that not all the team members can contribute, are we, as I'm a leader, so are we supposed to?
This is really important question, Erika. I expected significant contribution from the team. And because there's a peer evaluation for the team project,
Right.
if any member receive less than 50%, there is no guarantee to receive a grade for the team project.
Right, but like you want it to obviously have, the paper needs to have all those points, and if somebody else was responsible for that, do you want everybody else to
I see.
do the work, or do you want us to kind of say, this was somebody else's task?
Okay. For that specific part, send me an email. So I don't like to open here in this live session, but the general rules is if any person have less than 50% peer evaluation as an average, because for example you have 6 members and each members will be grade herself and the team. For example, for each peer there is 6 numbers. I will take an average, and for each member I use that number for distributing the grades. If a person receives less than 50% of the peer evaluation, there is no guarantee to receive any grade for the team project.
Okay.
Yes, this is the point. So if someone did not do that, and for example you are in the middle of the, for example, the Wednesday, and that's a specific important part of the assignment, or just if you are working at already, send me an email. I will contact her or him and see what the real problem, and then we can find a way to fix the issues.
Sounds good.
This is for your team and all other teams that are listening to this now or just later.
Perfect. Are you gonna move on to the you said exercise?
Yes, I'm gonna move to the next exercise. Yes.
I don't know if anybody else had this issue, but I didn't see that you can access the codes or the file from the discussion on Leo. It's not available.
The codes for exercise 4, I did not upload the code yet. I will do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I noticed it too. But
Yes,
then
I did because that code is started from after the team project. I will upload tonight, but that's a regression. I like you to just review the regression first, and then I will upload the code. I never upload the codes, but that's a regression. I like to discuss a little bit more about the regression and then go to the codes, real codes.
Professor, if nobody else will stay after class, I have questions about week 3.
Okay, sure.
Code we're having.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead with your question.
Because I changed something.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
You can ask your question at the moment because hopefully I'm. It's gonna be closed very short, so I can use this point and then start a new session.
Okay, well,
Is it echoing?
everybody else should, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I tried to run on week 3, and I'm trying to do the actually for the Find My group hospital, it doesn't give me any information, but it's not red either. So I usually when it comes red, I know something is wrong.
Can you share your screen?
Sure. Let me just put it on this side so it's easier to share since I have two screens. Here, share.
Okay.
So,
You are using Mac, right?
no, Windows.
Windows. Okay.
So, I was trying to just share this one and I noticed that nothing was really coming up.
Can you close the sync? I like to see the result in your computer. I cannot see the result now.
Oh, sure. Let me just,
Go to the panel, to the console. I know my voice is echoing. Go to
sorry.
go to the console and just run write sync bracket.
I can't really hear you. Sorry.
Okay. Let me disconnect it and back. Otherwise, it's not possible to do that. I have to disconnect this meeting. Can you stop sharing? I cannot do anything with this.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I will back class shortly. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Should I start sharing my
Yes,
screen?
please. Yes.
Our studio. Share. So I put myself all the way to the beginning. So
Okay, so first of all, go to the very end of the code. Run line 365. Okay. I cannot see the end of console. Can you show me, please?
yeah.
Or you can minimize. Okay. I can see the codes. I like to see the console, the other section.
Hold on, sorry.
Yeah.
I accidentally.
Okay. So you can minimize. You can just justify your computer to see. I like to see the codes after this one. I cannot see this section. Okay, after sync, what happened on this? Okay, I think it's closed now. Can you go up and just run the codes, one of the codes? I like to see. You can see. I can see something in the console.
Any line? You want me to run any?
I go and just run just anything, like for example, read the data set. That's the easy one.
Here.
It doesn't show anything to data. Just run line 16.
Okay.
I like to say I can see the name of variables. Okay, nothing here.
Same name hospitals.
Okay, but I cannot see any name here. Okay, can you just run the link of, go ahead with line 5 and run the sync and then close the sync. Run this. Oh, I see. What happened?
Does runs it, but doesn't give me anything.
Okay, Jen, can you go to the console and the place the name of the hospital, enter on that place?
Go to the console and
Go to the very end of the console. Go to the very end of the console whenever there is no code. Okay, here type sync and bracket, open bracket and close bracket. You know, for some reason I cannot see the very end of your file. I don't know. I can't see what you are typing there.
let me try to put that
Okay, here. That's better.
Okay.
Are you typing sync?
I did already.
Can you press enter several times? Okay. Okay, that's good. And enter one more time. Let's come up. Enter several times. Okay, no type sync, no type names, hospitals, and enter. No, the same. Can you see the above the link, the name bracket hosp? Type that.
13, you mean?
Yes, say type names, not this one. Names, open bracket, hospital. It's already in the console. Can you see that? After sync, there is a name, open bracketed console. Yeah, run.
You want me to
Yes.
do it just a second like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then enter.
Yes, please. Okay, what is this? No response?
No response.
Okay. Save your code, close RStudio and back. Save your codes. Okay. It's saved. You can close RStudio and back to RStudio. The code is already saved. You don't need to save it. You can cancel it. You don't need to save the data. Close it.
That's right. Just close it here.
Close the RStudio. Yes. Quit section. Quit session. Don't save. Yes. Okay. Go back and run RStudio again. Do you want to? Okay. What happened? I cannot see you. You are just. You need to share again. Okay.
Can you see it?
I can see very beautiful tulips, but not RStudio.
Ah,
Yes.
I'm not sure which.
Yep. Okay, so click file, open the recent file. Recent, yes, open this one, the first one,
Exercise
Mhm.
R.
the first one. Yes, okay. Now go and run line 13. Okay, and then go and run line 16. Okay, I can see now. Okay, what's the point? What's your question now? Please let me know what was your question. You are not able to see the subset data?
Yeah.
Which subset data? Do you want to just run? Okay, select all the codes from here till line 59.
From 16 to 59.
Yes. Go to the go scroll down more. Stay now. Go up, 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 up. Okay, stay here. Yes. Run this one.
That's the red part to say.
Okay.
work. So usually getting these data is the one I have problem.
Okay.
I know.
error in summarizing Herfindahl bed equal no pair. Okay, is it disconnected? Okay, class. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Maria, do you have time to stay after meeting? Let's discuss, because it does need more time. So I like to work with to discuss about the presentation, because probably some of you like to go for the Super Bowl, and so just waiting for me.
Thank you.
Sure, but I will be with you after session. Okay, class. For the week 4, we have, where is my comp here? I need to share my screen. Where is that? Share. Okay, here. You can see my screen, class?
Yeah.
Okay, good. The PowerPoint here. So you know there is a PowerPoint I shared with you last week. Please look at that. I explained that you will need that for the this type of variable I explain. I don't like to explain here. You can just review that. This is the regression models. Each regression model has 3 main parts. The first part is a dependent variable. We call it y. The second one is a beta 0 or beta naught. We call it beta naught. Beta naught is a population intercept. This is this section if you look at the file. Beta naught is a constant. For example, if there is no variable, even the line will be a start from here. We call it beta naught. And then we have a slope. For this is 2 variable. This is 1 variable in this data set. For example, we have net. For example, if you go back to the class exercise for week 4, we have benefit, the impact of hospital bed and ownership on the net benefit of the hospital. So basically this formula will change to y equal to beta naught plus beta 1 x1 plus beta 2 x2 plus e as an error. Always there is error term in the data set. Here the RStudio will give you some coefficient. The constant is a beta naught here. You need to report the table. I will share it later with you. And the beta 1, for each variable there is a beta. The beta is a slope coefficient. This is it. For example, where is the location of each? Where is the point of that variable on the line of the equation here? For example, here the beta 1, this is the slope for that. For example, if you want to measure with 100, with increasing 1 unit hospital bed, how much do you expect it to see the benefit increased? You need to run a regression to see the impact and look at the coefficient for the bed. And this is the example. Let me maximize this. If I maximize this, it's gonna go to the others. I'm gonna bring it closer to you. Gonna go to my other monitors. Here, this is example. Benefit, hospital bed and ownership. The intercept or constant, this is a beta naught here. They say in any situation for all hospital there is 9.4 million benefit. Each hospital increasing 1 unit bed can increase $40,000 hospital benefits. And the third one is a ownership. In the data set, I call the ownership 1, 2, 3, and then ownership 1 is we don't need, let me open the codes because I need to explain the ownership here. Each ownership is, do I have it open? I don't have here. E4, okay, here. I call it the ownership here. The 0 is non-for-profit, 1 is for-profit, 2 is public, and 3 is other. Usually when you have a categorical variable, the RStudio consider the first one, the 0, as a reference group. The ownership 1 here, let me write about here because I forgot myself. What is that? The 1 is non-profit, the 2 is public, and 3 is other hospital. It's back. And the 0 is non-for-profit. In this example, in comparison with non-for-profit hospital, the for-profit hospital more likely to have lower benefit, but it is not significant. Can you see this p-value? The p-value is not significant for any of them. This is the ownership 1. The ownership 1 is non-profit, the ownership 2 is a profit, and ownership 3 is other hospital. Based on this formula, the impact of the ownership, which considering a number of hospital bed, is not significant in the data. And so this is the coefficient. If you back here, this is the beta naught, beta 1, and beta 2. We have these two here, beta 1, beta naught, beta 1, and beta 2. But here we have 3 more variables, right? This code is going to be like this. Beta 2 as a highlight here, non-profit, plus beta 3 as a profit, plus beta 4 as other, plus this is the formula for this variables, because the ownership is a categorical variable and it breaks it to 3 variables in regression. So for each regression, in addition of coefficient, you have something that we call it R-square. The R-square, this is the adjusted R-square here, and this is the R-square. Based on this, I just highlighted the R-square and the adjusted R-square, but I like you to report the R-square. Based on this observation here, we have 0.048. If you multiply this to 100, this model gives us only 5% prediction. So this is not the best fit model because usually it's only predict 5% of the benefit in the hospital. So the other things is a number of observation. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with intercept 1, 2, 3, 4, and because the number 5 is the owner 0, so you can compute the number of observation here. The number of observation is the degree of freedom plus number of k. If you read this variable, I explain here in some point, I believe here. Please go back to the slide number 37. I explained to you how to compute this. This is n plus k. If you go from the other side of the formula, it's for degree of freedom as theta use n minus k, and if you want to compute the number of observation, you have to n plus k, and the k here is a number of variables in the model. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can say n plus k plus 1, or you can compute the intercept as 1 variable and just plus n plus number of variables reported here. And let me open the exercise and explain on that, because I don't expected you to don't have any question about this. Where is the here? But I believe all of you did see the question, right? Did you see the question for exercise 4? I cannot hear any response. Did you see codes from the
We
exercise?
couldn't see it because so like exercise 4 you didn't release the codes yet.
But you see the question.
No, it's
You didn't see the question also. Okay.
They're both,
oh, you mean in the document?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that we
Okay.
can, but,
This is the question.
yeah.
Okay. For this exercise, these are descriptive analysis, and I believe from week 1 till week 3, you already learned how to report the n and mean. I'm not going to explain this, but I'm going to explain this one. So this is the coefficient. You need to report the coefficient for hospital beds for model 1, and the model 1 is, I just explained here. I don't explain, the number is maybe is different with this. Let me run this model and explain to you. I'm gonna read this data. Go to the model 1. Okay, this is model 1. And this is here. Let me give you a bigger font. You can see that. Can you see this one? Okay, the coefficient for hospital beds is exactly like my example. So, but anyhow, I like to make sure everything is here. The coefficient is here. You need to copy here and paste on this. This is the coefficient. And in addition of coefficient, you also need to report the standard error. The standard error is here 1221. This is the standard error for this. We have the other variables here for profit. The first one is for profit, and okay, the second one, yes, go ahead.
Ownership 1 non-profit?
There is a note in the code here. Line 66, I will share with you in the class. Line 66 is a for-profit, non-for-profit. Oh, I ask you, I understand your question. Here, for-profit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The point about this question is about this. We have non-for-profit as a reference, right? Whenever there is a reference, can you see the coefficient for that or no? Can you see that?
No.
You cannot see that. You can say non-applicable here. The point about this question is you understand this is a reference group. You don't have anything for this in the model. Yeah, you need to explain, okay, this is a reference group. There is no coefficient on this. I cannot see that. This is the point for this. You need to report the for-profit. And that was a great question. Thank you for asking, because a lot of students asked me, and or for the other class submitted, and it was incorrect. I have to explain to each of them in the feedback, okay, look at that part. And for the other, you have this one. The last one is the other. Oh, what happened to this? Okay, the last one is the other. And here, and you also need to report the standard error, right? This is for this part. Okay, there's other, all of this gray, you don't need to report them. The n here, what is the number of observation? Can you look at this and let me know what's the number of observation? How do you find the number of observation?
It's usually a number.
It is here, is in the last line, but what's the number? The last line reported 3025. Is it the number of observation?
That's a 3025. I don't know. I guess.
Okay, any other response? Okay.
10,
And 4n or 5n?
34 plus 1.
4 plus 1, exactly. 3025 plus 4 plus 1. It's going to be 3030 observation. Right? It's going to be like this. We have degree of freedom 3025, 24, correct? Plus number of observation, number of variables plus 1. Okay. It's going to be 3030. What is the R square? Can you read the R square? This is here, right?
0.4861.
Yes, exactly. This is the R square. So you are complete with the model 1. You have model 2 and model 3. So you need to run that yourself and report that here. This is, and the first one is a descriptive analysis. I believe it's easy to go. And let's see, let's review the question. Run a linear model and predict the differences between hospital beds and hospital ownership and hospital net benefit. Discuss your finding. Do you have any discussion here? What's your suggestion, class? If you want to answer to this question, what's your response? Look at this. What you are, let me go back here. What you see here. Did I populate the table correctly? No. It should be number. Is it,
Negative signs are the
that was negative, exactly. So yes. Whenever you copy this, make sure to copy the negative also.
So what does the negative sign show? What does that mean?
The negative sign shows if it was significant here. The first things you can see from the positive or negative is, let me go back to the table. I assume that there is a significant differences here. The positive signs shows that the hospital bed has a positive impact on the benefit. For example, the bigger hospital more likely to have a more benefit. And the negative sign shows that this variable with negative value has a negative impact on the benefit. For example, any for-profit hospital more likely to have 3 million benefit less than the other hospital. This is a negative. It does mean that variable doesn't have a positive impact on the benefits of the hospital. Any positive, and you can conclude that if this p-value is, you have the asterisk here. So the asterisk here shows there is a significant, or if this is a p-value less than 5%. The answer for this question is, the hospital beds and the ownership have a different direction. The hospital beds more likely to have a positive impact on income, on benefit, and this is significant. The hospital ownership less likely to have an impact on the hospital benefit, and this is negative. This is the response for this question. And do you have any other question here, class? I know it's complicated some for now, but please look at the PowerPoint. It's a very short response. This is 2 hours at least presentation for regression. I'm just trying to do it in 10 minutes. I don't expect that you don't have any question, but I'm just trying to explain that very fast. And for, yes.
For week 4, would you be able to provide like those step-by-step guides?
I will do. I believe there is a guideline already there, but I will do.
For week 3, I didn't find any. I
Sure.
step-by-step guidelines are very helpful.
I believe it's here. Let me show you. UMUC share folder and guideline for week 1, 2, 3. Where is that? Weekly exercise. I'm sure it's okay here. There is a very complete guideline. There is no guideline for week 3, but there is some guideline for week 4.
Okay.
This is the guideline for week 4. I did not explain week 3 to just challenge class to think more about this because the week 1, 2, or 3 are very similar to each other. So I didn't provide that for that reason, but I may need to add that. This is exercise 2 and this is exercise 4. This is here. No, this is not that. Where is that? This is here.
Okay.
This is explanation for this table, for this variables.
Is there a different link to this guide in exercise 4, or we have to access it from exercise 2?
No, it's already in one document. There is one document, W1, W2, W5 document. Is all, everything is there. There is no different file for that. I explained everything here with complete explanation. Please review that. I will upload the code tonight, so you can have more time to practice. And I explain here the same example here, so everything is clear here for me. Hopefully it's after reading a few times you're gonna be clear with that too. Okay, that's very interesting music, but so it's noisy. Okay, the same for model 3 class. This is model 3. You can just go ahead and run the model 3 and see the result here. It's going to be very similar to that model. Okay, this is model 1, this is model 2. I already write here, just need to run and see shortly. Okay, class, would you please mute that? Okay, perfect, thank you. Here, the same here, even if you have any system membership, the point about this question is a simple membership. System membership has a positive and significant result for question 2. And for model 3, I'm going to do it very fast. And for model 3, the system membership is still positive, but not significant. The Medicare and Medicaid ratio is negative and significant. Hospital beds is always positive and significant. Ownership is always negative. This is the point for question number 3 for this. Oh, let's me back to exercise here. Question number 3. And this is all the coefficient and data you need to report for week 4. So for week 4 in comparison with 1, 2, or 3, you don't need to spend a lot of time on that. But I do suggest you to please read the documents for the regression model and understand the regression model. So it's almost 6:33. If any of you have any plan for this class, I'm finished with that. Otherwise, you want to stay and ask your question. Otherwise, I'm here. But if you like to leave, this is okay. And if you have any question, please let me know. I'm available to answer your question.
So just going back to the exercise 3 issue that I was having. Can I share my screen now so you could just check out
Yes.
what's going on?
Yes. Class, thank you for being here. So you can leave if you like. I'm stopping sharing my screen, but thank you for all of you for being here, and thank you for all of your hard work. And if you have any question about your team project, please send me an email. I will be able to answer you. And thank you, Dr. Azadi. Do you have something to say to your students? Okay, are you in my class, correct? I will submit tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
Yep. You're welcome. I had a really, really busy time last week. I couldn't sleep even very well. I had a presentation. I had a project. I have to submit the report. I can say for this Sunday night, I sleep only 2 hours. The Monday, Tuesday, the same 3 hours only. But I have fresh mind now. I will go through the exercise, submit all of them. I also have to submit your grade for the individual assignment one. I will do it all of them tomorrow. Tomorrow I block my time for that things. Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. You wanted to ask your question, Mania? Okay, go ahead, please.
So,
After you, I will talk with Maria. So please, sure.
so I still don't understand because my Dipper package isn't downloading. I mean it's not installing.
Okay, go ahead and remove the pound sign from line 8. Okay, run this one more time. Yes.
Okay, so I have to remember to remove the hashtag sign all the time.
Yeah, not all the time. If you close the RStudio and back, you need to install. Otherwise, you need to install again. Okay, make sure to just put mute the line 8 now. Mute line 8. Mute line 8. Put a dollar pound sign. Yes. Back. Shift 3. Okay. Okay, what's your question now for this?
So that's basically what I was having a trouble with. I was just having problems like reading it. It wasn't going through.
Okay.
So I just want to clear this out. So basically, you want us to save the codes and the data. So basically, everything in the C drive.
Class, can you mute your phone if you are not in the class? So please mute that. Okay, let me mute. Is it good? Okay, perfect.
So my question is that you want us to save like all the codes and data set,
No data set, just codes,
not data set.
not data sets.
The data set we're gonna use is always the same, right? The one that you showed.
Yes, all the data set is the same. Yes. Okay, I need to mute someone else here. I don't know who is that, but I have some background noise here, and the only thing I can do is mute you guys. And if you have any question, please show something in the video I can see. Okay,
Sorry, I just have a last question.
sure, go ahead.
What do I do when something like this happens? Like, you know, I'm trying to read the, like, line 19.
Okay, I have two suggestions for this question. Okay, talk with your classmates to see what they are doing. And if you couldn't find any answer for that question, send me an email. So, or ask a question and submit your screenshot with a problem. I can see that and submit your question to ask professor. I will go ahead and answer to you. But usually, if you go follow the instruction, you're gonna be okay. But the point is, the RSU is so sensitive. You need to be very, very careful about everything. Otherwise, you cannot get any response.
See, I mean, like I say, the step-by-step guide was really helpful for me. Because I was following that and doing the first two exercises, so I kind of like.
I will go ahead and generate the instruction for exercise 3.
It's due tonight. That's why I was.
This is okay. You can submit on Monday, on Tuesday. Yes. I extended the submission for exercise 3 by end of this next week. So it's going to be okay for you and all the class. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. And that's because I didn't generate the instruction for you. So I admitted that I have to do that. So you can compare something with yourself. Okay, Maria, sorry you are waiting so long. So please go ahead and submit your question.
I think it's probably something wrong with our studio.
Okay.
Why? Let me see if I can bring it up again. So can I share my screen?
Yes,
so you
please.
can see what actually is saying.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the
Okay, can you go up? I like to see the very first line of the codes.
Sure.
Thank you. Is it any way you give more space to the codes panel? I can see more of the code. Yes, thank you. Oh, it's gonna be disconnected. I'm gonna send you another link. So after this meeting, but it's gonna be. We have 5 minutes. Hopefully, we can fix that. Okay, I like to go slowly from 26. I like to see the codes between 30 and 35. Scroll down, please, slowly.
Yeah.
Herfindahl index is a group file. Okay, scroll down, please, slowly. Stay here. Stay here. Go up, go up. Okay. Herf index. You are not able to see. Can you run only the not this one? Run 31 until 48.
Until 48.
Mm-hmm.
So from here until 48.
Mm-hmm.
So
Error in
nine.
summarize.
Mhm.
Okay, go up. I think you did not install the Dipler package is not loaded. Can you run line?
I already did. Install it.
Yeah, I know, but it's mute.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Okay, run that one more time.
Okay.
It's working. No, it's still working. No, can you see this? Whenever you see in the console, there is a stop message here. Can you see that? Is it still run? Okay, it's finished. No run line 9.
Oh, I need to wait for that to be done then. So
Yes, yes. Okay, now go ahead and just do. Okay, highlighted. Okay, run between line 10 and 48. Stay here. Okay, run this one. See what's the result. I believe you are good now. Is it good? You have this? You have this. You know the result of your codes in the 310ME1. So if you want to see that you want to see the result in your console.
Yeah.
Okay,
I see
go
now
to.
it's
I
giving
see.
me the name of the hospitals.
Okay, please go to line 31. Okay, remove 33ME3. Remove everything before summarize. Go to line 31. Okay. Remove everything before summarize. No, everything. Before summarize, only no. Line 31. Look at line 31, please.
You want me to delete it?
No, just delete that. Just delete everything before summarize. Okay. Now should go so fast. Enter that. Okay. Now run line 30 till 48. Run this one. You are able to see that. That's it.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
You know the codes you write it here or just add it to the class. Generate a data set for you, and you can export that data set to the Excel. It's make you, and you can do it the same thing for the standard deviation.
Okay, the labor of revenue benefits.
Yep.
And stability.
And if you want to see you see more. I see there is 3 more variables. You need to give more space to the console and drag to the right. Yes, and go to the line 51 probably, and remove everything before summarize. Okay, and run this. I believe you're gonna be okay. Yeah, you don't.
Right? Because I want the table.
Till 68, because you already removed that. There is no table to be generated. Right, run this one. You have it all. Okay, here now mute line 70 and 71. You will be able everything in that. You can remove that, or you can mute that instead of removing that. You can keep the code if you want to use it later. So
Yes.
is it answer your question? Did I answer your question, or you have it? Okay, perfect. Make sure to save your codes.
Yeah, I will.
Yes, go ahead.
For the ANOVA
Mhm.
calculations, I saw that it says note 2 for other variables, just replace the names of variables with hospital beds. Is that a reason why? Because I'm getting two different numbers if I replace it with the actual variable that it's asking for versus the hospital beds.
Yeah, it's the ANOVA used three different data sets, and I'm not sure if you generated the factor variable or no before that. Did you?
Well,
Is
right
it
now,
possible to share your if the meeting disconnected, send me an email. I send you a new link to just go ahead with you with the question.
it says I cannot share screen while other
Oh, let me stop
Okay.
sharing. Sorry.
Okay, please. Okay. Dariana, just for making sure, if the meeting disconnected, just send me an email. I will send you a new link for meeting.
Can you see it now?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So, for example, number 6,
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's where did I put it?
It's hospital benefit.
I have it hospital cost.
Oh, in your data set?
Yeah.
Okay, you can
two,
change it to the hospital cost.
I have to change it. Okay. 'Cause
Yes.
I had two different numbers. If I changed it and
Yeah, you can change that. The causes look at. This is a linear regression, but we are using this linear regression for getting the ANOVA. The first thing it's a hospital AHSP $sign. The after $sign is the name of variables. So you just need to change it to the variable you want to see, and the other part of the code is the same.
I had the same issue with number 8 for benefits that it also said hospital bed. So I changed it to benefits and I also got another number. So I just wanted to make sure that
Yes, because whenever you change to the other variable, the number will be changed. But the point is, any number for the if the number is more, okay, let me don't explain that, because the number for the p-value is important if it's less than 0.05 or more than 0.05. It doesn't matter that you have a very completely different number. So, but change that and make sure you have those numbers. So I will discuss in the next live session. So what's happening to this number? Because whenever you change the degree of freedom, you could have different numbers. So I see you have to go in some place. You have any other question?
no, that's it.
Okay, perfect.
I was confused about
Okay,
and I wasn't sure which numbers I needed to put in.
okay, perfect.
How much longer do we have? Does anyone? I don't want to get
2 minutes and 5 seconds. I see here.
2:05.
Okay.
Is it another session after this, or is that it?
There is no other session. Do you have any other question?
No, I'm just trying to follow along. Because the questions I had was just what everyone's asking. So I'm just trying to follow along.
Okay, so I saved the Zoom session. I will share with the class.
Okay.
So you can just look at that again, and then it's going to be.
And sorry to cut you off. And the extension you said was to Tuesday because of the
For my class, the extension will be the end of this week, coming week. Okay. Thank you all for being here. You are great.
I'll send you a screenshot of something that of something else I found. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you, Professor.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.